Thanks for joining me for the first weekly boost! From now on, these weekly emails will contain only poker play or study strategy exclusives just for you. No more recaps of episodes or articles, cause hey, ain't nobody got time for that! And you're all subscribed via your favorite podcasting app anyway, so you won't be missing nothing. Now, today's exclusive video might sound a little boring to some of you, but if you're into taking good notes on poker podcasts, videos, books, articles, maybe even Twitch sessions, whatever the case is, whatever you're studying, then this will be right up your alley. Great note-taking is key in getting the most from any poker media that you consume. Great notes allow you to quickly go back and find that perfect kernel of information that you're looking for, or to refresh your mind on what you previously learned. Plus, the act of writing down bits of strategies and tactics will make it more likely that you remember them and that you can put them to use in the future. So if you use timestamps or page stamps in your notes, you can go back to the content and get directly to what you need to, to reread or to rewatch for whatever strategy that you're looking for, to refresh yourself. And your notes also make for a great resource for writing future articles, books, or creating videos on your own, And your notes are also great for making summaries as well as quizzes and questions, which also aid in learning the content. So you take the notes. Using those notes, you kind of create some questions, quizzing yourself on the stuff to see how well you've learned it. Alrighty, let's see how I take notes using Word. So before we actually go through some showing you how I take notes, this is the notes that I made from a webinar from Alex Fitzgerald called "That's a Check Raise Fool." And you can see all of my notes are here. As I watch it, I'm taking notes. I got headings, bullet points, descriptions, explanations of whatever he said that I found interesting. Over here, I've got the navigation going with all of the different headings. So if I want to see what's in video 2, just click to that. No need to scroll up and down. Just takes me straight there. If I want to say, hey, what happened on this king jack off on the 3-4-8 board? Bam! There it is. We aren't blocking his ace-x combos that he'd fold with that king jack off. So this is a great way using the navigation tool here and using headers, of course, all the different headings up top here. You can see that king jack off is a heading 3, which equated to wherever that king jack off was. I don't remember here. But that's how it is. And I've got all of the different sections, parts of the videos right here, all the way through video 4, all laid out for us. So that's how that works. So let's take a look at how I do this. So we'll just show you a completely blank Word document. So the first thing I do, and I'll kind of do this with the idea of a book that I've covered before in the podcast called The Course by Ed Miller. So as I'm taking notes, the first thing I always do is set that up right there, little title. And, I'm just anal. I like to center it, of course. One of the things I always really like is I like my margins nice and narrow to fit as much information on any one page as possible there. So, got the margins, got the title going. Now, of course, the first heading within the book is, I guess, part 1. 30,000 foot view. Now, this is where I would go through and just start making notes, whatever I want to note. If there's some kind of big heading, I would probably give it a heading 2 right here. And then, take whatever notes on that. If there's subheadings, I could go ahead and give it a heading 3. Whoops. And then some notes, blah, 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 whatever the case is right there. And now the reason I do the headings, for one, it makes it really easy to go back and to see what I'm talking about. This is the section and these are all the notes on that section right there. But another reason, and I had already shown you, actually the navigation tool is, use the navigation pane over here. Now, as you can see, all of the different headings that we choose or that we type in are right there, and we can easily scroll up and down along it. So let me bring that check raise fool back up. So you can see what that's a check raise fool. Just scroll up and down, go to everything, right click it, collapse all. So you just have video 1, 2, 3. So if I want to just see video 2, not be distracted by all that other jazz, there it all is. So that's how we do that right there. Use headings, and then you want to type all that out. So when you get to the next part right here, for example, heading 1, part 2 is, of course, beating live 1-2 games. And then the next heading, of course, would be skill number 1, blah, blah, blah. And then we just start taking notes beyond that. So that's basically how I do my notes. Now, one of the things that I like to do when it comes to the different notes that I take is, especially with videos, I often do, it's not necessary with books so much, but with videos, I often do timestamps. So just imagine this was a video. Now, I didn't do it for That's a Check Raise Fool because I had it laid out so nicely with all the exact hands. So as I'm scrolling through the video, when I'm looking at a hand, I have A7 off, but I want to see this one, I just scroll ahead a little bit in the video. But oftentimes what I'll do is I'll do timestamps for things. So for example, this part 2, or this skill number 1, let's just say it was a video I was watching, and if it was at 6 minutes in, there it is. So quickly and easily, skill number 1, there it is. It's at 6 minutes in. If I want to go back to the video and find this exact skill to rewatch it, I know right where to go. I don't have to jump back and forth to try to find the spot that I want, And so that's one reason why I use timestamps like that. And, your notes are great. At the end of your notes is where you can start to put, or at the beginning if you'd like to do that, summary. And then, of course, write out your full summary. Like, let's say you wanted to do, this is what I did, for example, when I did the course itself, wrote out a summary, what I thought of the entire book, and then that's how I kind of put together my podcast on the course. What you can also do is questions, quizzes, and just type out some questions for you with the answers right there. And these are the things that you want to take with you beyond the book. And you can even do this actually for every single skill. At the end of the skill, type out some questions or quizzes for yourself. So when you come back 3-6 months later, whatever the case is, to make sure that you remembered a lot of the stuff that you learned from Ed Miller's book, you just go over those questions, read them, try to answer them the best you can, look at your answers, make sure you're right. And if you're way off on a lot of things, go back and rewatch, or, in this case with the course, reread the material. Alrighty, everybody. So let me see. I think that's really all that I do for my notes. It's very basic and simple, but I try to take as many detailed notes as I can. And just because it helps me to go back to write my own articles, to do videos in the future, and then it helps me, of course, to learn. The better notes that I take, the better material that I have to review, to relearn, or to refresh myself on the stuff that I've learned. Alrighty, poker people, if you have any questions on how to get more out of taking notes using Microsoft Word, just reply to today's newsletter and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, study smart, play much, and make your next session the best one yet.